All right, namaste, great souls, and we're going to have a wonderful, hopefully flowing practice. Just keeping it simple, focusing on opening to the heart's natural love, coming back to that again and again. That is so key for me in my journey of life, not only in yoga, but throughout the day. So we will get started. Okay. All right. We have a little moment of tech confusion. Are we good? Okay. Trying. All right. Got it? We're going to start with seated comfortably. Have your props by your side. Rooting down through the sit bones, lengthening up through the crown. And let's just do an equal breath series and then we'll add some movements. Okay, so we'll just exhale through the mouth. Inhale to 6 if that works for you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gently hold, focus at the spiritual eye. Feel the volume of space there. And then exhale 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue at your own count as you just tune in to that central channel, opening up and focusing at the spiritual eye, and then exhaling, returning from crown, heart, belly, feet. Just noticing as we do moment to moment awareness, what you're bringing to the mat today in terms of physical, mental, emotional. Know that we are attuning the heart's natural love to whatever that is greater for you, perhaps unconditional love, animals, nature, spiritual deities, saints, sages. Whatever is expansive, unconditional love. We're opening, we're creating that intention, that channel to open to that flow and receive it. So the inhalation, we open to it. The exhalation, we receive it. Over and over and over again. It's not a one-shot deal. And now bring the other foot in front, and we're going to add just some easy, starting to just open up. I think it's easy. We'll see as we bring the left arm out to the side, walking out. Right arm extends, bend the left elbow. Keep rooted down through the right sit bone and stretch side body. Look toward the left shoulder down. Let the left shoulder draw down. Inhale, reach up, just straight up, and then one more time over. So walk your hand out a little bit, look toward that left shoulder, release the neck. Inhale, head comes up, stretch back up, and the right arm out to the side. Open the heart. And of course, the left arm reaches up, the right arm comes out to the side, bend the right elbow, stretch to the left side of the body, lower that right shoulder, look toward it, releasing the neck. Breathing into the side body, getting more of the intercostal spaces as we stretch up. And then over one more time, side stretch, elongate, soften the right shoulder, look down toward it, release the neck. Inhale, coming back up. Expansive heart. Opening to the natural love of the heart. Walking the hands forward. Walk, walk, walk. Tucking the chin gently, stretching out. We'll feel the belly expanding and condensing. Bow into the wisdom of the heart. We want head and heart connected. And what's the vehicle that's going to connect the head, the mind, and the heart is the breath. Is the breath. Okay. And then depending on your back and your neck, see if this works for you to bring your fingertips behind you. Squeeze the scapula toward one another. If your neck's okay, let the head go back. If not, keep the chin forward. Your head's going back. Bring the lower lip above the upper lip and breathe through the nostrils. Squeeze the scapula together, release the lower lip. If your head's going back, feel the expansion of the front, back, and sides of the heart. And then bring your hands in Eagle Heart Mudra, crossing out the thumbs, closing your eyes. And feel that capacity of our heart's ability to love, compassion, forgiveness, opening to greater ability to love, and feel that unconditional love supporting us. Every time we practice, we're recharging our central channel, the chakras, our body, and returning to that natural wisdom and love. It's already here, we're attuning to it. Circle around into the belly, hips. It's about 3 times in each direction. Swirling, prana, flowing. And then we'll draw the knees up and get into our flow. So make sure you have a blanket, because we're going to do gate pose and some things on our knees. So you want as much, I know I need padding there. So make it comfortable for yourself. So first, cat-cow into down dog, just classic here. Toes turned under. Inhale, scoop out the low, mid, upper back, inner elbows face forward. And exhale and round. If you want to ease back towards your heels, you're welcome to. Letting go breath. Exhale. Neutral spine. Hover the knees off the ground. Lift the hips. Take your time to transition into downward facing dog. Full body stretch. Treading it out. Keep pressing into the base of the fingers and the thumb. Keep magnetizing the heart toward the thighs. Maybe the first full body stretch of the day, maybe not, but we're affirming calmness radiate through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. Calmness radiate through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. And stepping one foot forward, then the opposite, and then the hands toward the feet. Resting the palms at the hollows of the elbows, a slight bend of the knees. Relaxing any unnecessary worries, just the things that block the love's always there, but it can just get confused with the worry and the fears and the doubts. So we want to release those as much as possible. Feel the 4 points of the feet, each foot. And soften the knees, bend them quite a bit actually. Lift the heart. Reach the arms back, and then with strength, sweep up. Inhale, come into the front of your mat, stretch the arms overhead, and feel the space all around you. Okay, keep the rooting down, keep the hands either in namaste or eagle heart mudra, lengthen through the crown to expand to the sky. And we'll do a variation of Surya Namaskar, sun salute. We're affirming, we're saluting to the light within and opening, visualizing others, sending that light to others. And the greater prayer is the dawning of higher consciousness for all beings, that all beings awaken to that light. We're all awakening, evolving to that light, returning to that light. Okay, tapping at the spiritual eye, tapping at the crown, lengthen and grow. And then swan dive forward, large toes turn in, hinging up the hips. Back to our down dog again. This time we're going to take, walk our left hand a little bit in, a couple inches, and our right hand, if possible, on the outside of the left calf. So one arm balance here. This is good for the brain. Couple breaths, we won't be here long. And then we're just going to switch it up. The right hand comes a little bit more into the center, not completely. The left hand on the outside of the right calf, if you can. If not, stay with both hands. A little balance challenge. A lot of times we do this on one foot. Now we're on one hand, of course. And release. And then back to a regular down dog. Now we have a moment of bringing the inner borders of the feet together and lifting that right leg. And we'll do some core strength. If possible, bring that right knee toward the right elbow. Draw in. Right leg extends and right knee toward the left elbow. It doesn't touch. Or it can, but most likely not. That's not the point. This core strengthening, and now we giant step our right foot forward in our lunge. We do our pulsing lunge with the inhale, with the breath expansion, and then we're going to circle. I'm going to walk my right hand inside the right knee. We're going to circle this right hip around. You're getting some flexibility, fluidity in the right hip, front, back, and sides of it. A lot of times we think hip, we think just that hip bone here. It's all around, okay? All right, let that top of the left knee touch down. Inhale, open up. And what we're going to do is just some flexes here. So we're just going to come on upright with our upper body and just flex forward and back. I find it helpful with my back toes under the balance. Forward and back. My foot's to the outside of the mat, just 3 times. And then we walk it a little bit more at an angle, turning my toes out to the side, flexing forward and back, hydrating, opening the hips, so the whole area around front, back, sides of the hip socket there on both sides. Now we go into gate pose. So what is gate pose? I don't cue this a lot. Gate pose is that left knee is down. I'm going to adjust and bring our right foot out to the side. This is why we need a blanket here. And we're going to open up and first stretch toward this right leg. So just a little while ago, we were doing this mainly with our upper body. Now we're adding our lower body as well. And then we come over, we may need a block here. The left fingertips touch. And we expand through the heart. The affirmation in this pose is waves of joy surge up my spine. You could bring your arm over more. You could think of almost like a triangle here, but the knee is bent, of course. Let's do that one more time. We're going to come up, come over, stretching to the side body, and then expanding the heart and coming over to gate pose. Waves of joy surge up my spine. Maybe bring that arm over. Great. And then the final part of this is a Pilates move. We're going to look at the earth and walk our left hand out and lift the right leg up. See if we can do this and make small circles with the right foot just a couple times. And down. It's strong. It looks simple, but it's strong. And then we come back. We come back before we go to the other side. We'll come into our regular plank. Tap the front of one shoulder. Tap the front of the opposite shoulder. Come on to one forearm. Then the other. Go forward and back. And then on top of both knees. Start to lift the heart, strengthen the legs. And Sphinx pose. And taking rest, taking that in at the spiritual eye, integration, full yogic breath. Belly, heart, crown opens. Open to that unconditional love. Let it in. Receive it on the exhale. The natural love of your heart percolate and expand into something greater. And we'll add our locust series here, arms out to the side. And we're going to lift the upper body, recharge. Opening our wings of joy and ease. Arms by our side or interlocking, either way. Inhale, pulse it up. Legs are strong. Have a little ease on the exhale, a little softening. And then recharging. That's what we're doing. We're recharging our batteries and returning as well to our home within. As we bring our hearts into that open flow in full cobra now, if that's in your practice, Bhujangasana or partial. Inhale, rising up to meet the opportunities of this day, shoulders down, lion's breath. Eye gaze up, cleansing out, getting the gunk out too. Part of the recharge. And then the knees touch down if they're not already. We keep flowing in our vinyasa. Exhale, rounded cat. Inhale, neutral spine. Hover those knees off the ground. Couple breaths. And pour it back to full body, downward facing dog. Noticing the power of the breath. To connect mind and heart, cleansing the mind so much here in our inversion. If you want to ripple, you can, and just invite that calmness. I might even take it into a plank and then bend the knees, you decide. Calmness radiates through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. A little of an ease of hip side to side here.
And of course, we're gonna do that flow, that side flow to the other side. Walk the inner borders of the feet together if possible. Left leg lifts up. And we bring that left knee toward the left elbow in our plank for a moment. And then back. Left knee toward the right elbow in that direction. And then back. And then here's our giant step, our leap of faith forward. Taking that leap. Feel scary at times, but we keep going with trust as the heart lifts. Breathing in, and then a little differently than I usually cue with this circling of the left hip. Well, both hips are moving, of course. We can walk see the difference of the hand on the outside or the hand on the inside. And of course you can use a block too to circle and flow. Circle and flow. All right, let that right knee come down. And we'll begin our flexing. So we'll come upright with our upper body and then just flex forward and back. Could be a lot on the knees, be mindful. 3 times. Big exhales, letting go breath. All right, now we walk our left foot out to the side at an angle, turning the toes out and flex and come back. Flex and come back. We always like to thank our body for what it can do. Let's move it and grooving here. Okay, and now gate pose. So setting up our left foot out to the side, the right knee underneath the right hip. Opening, once we got that, we're opening the heart and then reaching toward that left leg. Again, stretching through the side body with adding our leg strength as well. Inhale, coming up, using a block if you like. Easy over. And we can start with the shoulder to shoulder. And we can add an extension as we affirm. Waves of joy surge up my spine. Waves of joy surge up my spine. Keep the core contained. We don't just want, it's going to help strengthen the low back. Inhale, reaching the left arm up, lift your upper body, expand the heart, and then the left hand over. Very good. Stretch, make sure you soften this left shoulder and let that extension of the side body luxuriate in it. Breathe into it. So many ways to stretch the side body. And then one more time, reaching out to the side in our gate pose. Bring the hand down or on the block. I'm going to go on the fingertips. Stretching, opening to the joy kosha, opening to the light. Waves of joy surge up my spine. And then this could be challenging, our lifting off our left foot, walking my right hand out. See how you feel here. Your hand could be on the hip or stretching up, and we're going to circle. Just 3 circles in one direction. Everything's engaged. You feel that in the legs, in the core. And then 3 circles in the opposite. Thank you, body. As we come back up and we go into our flow.
So we come forward. And let's come into our plank pose. This time, let's step the right foot off the mat to the side and then back to center. Left foot out to the side, back to center. Just increasing our stay in plank or strengthening. Bring one forearm down and then the opposite. Come forward and back, and then come on top of the knees. And back to our Sphinx pose, legs strong. Feel that back bend, opening of the back of the heart. So remembering the light of the sun, the awakening of higher consciousness for all beings. And let's take a rest and just take that in, stacking one hand in the other, returning. Maybe even not going away from the spiritual life, but just keeping the focus, gentle focus there. Softening of the shoulders. Hear the breath. Okay, let's work on our half bow. We've been practicing with our back bends here in Cobra and Sphinx. So left forearm in front, right arm extends. You can use your strap here, bending the right knee, reaching back for that leg, kick that leg back. My left knee is off the ground on purpose, and then I'm trying to lift the thigh a little bit off the ground and squaring the chest. 3 to 4 breaths here. All back bends, recharge the spine. All the energy of duality going yin and yang. We come back to the central channel very strongly on back bends. And release. Bring that heel towards you to open the quad. Before we go to the other side, we're going to give ourselves a treat. We're going to do a belly down twist. So we're going to bring our knee in line with the hip. We're going to lift our right elbow up and we're going to thread the needle. Thread our left arm through. And now, remember how we did this a while ago to release fear? So do a little bit of gliding with one. That palm slides back. This is a Feldenkrais move of ease and gliding. And then the opening of the heart to release fears, doubts, worries. It's the polarity of life. We got to release the stuff that keeps us away from the opening of the heart, and that's fears, doubts, worries, as we pulse back and forth. And then press through the left elbow and just really expand, lift the left toes toward the sky so the core is engaged. The head is looking away from the bent knee. Yeah. And let's sweep our right arm up and over. Divine light is within me and all around me. Divine light is within me and all around me. Okay. Oh, great. Oh yeah, let's bring this arm more up and over and coming back, sliding out. Coming back onto our belly, realigning into our Sphinx. Take your time. We've got half bow before we do the split twist. So we're going to bring our left. Let's see, let's bend. First, actually, it's your right forearm in front of you and your left arm extended. The left knee bends. Okay, it's going to be a different story on this side. Let's anticipate that. Different energetic on the lunar side of the body. Using a strap or clasping your ankle, kicking that leg back, heart lifting, and maybe that thigh lifts off the ground just a little bit. Maybe it doesn't, but you feel sensation there. Recharging the spine. Great for the digestive system as well, as we feel the ascending, descending colon on the internal organs, getting a massage by that pressure down and up. And then we release the heel toward us and we take it into the twist. We bring the left knee in line with the hip, and this is where we thread the needle, which is our arm, of course. So right arm through. And we pulse back and forth. Back and forth, knee and shoulder, luxuriate in the twist and the relaxation phase. But we turn the toes of the right foot up, root the left shoulder down, expand the right arm out to the side, head lifts over. And feel that expansion, and we're going to sweep the left arm up and over and affirm. Divine life is within me and all around me. Feel how the neck releases here. Okay, when you're complete, and we're going to do that, I didn't remember to do that sweeping, release the fear. So we're gonna reach this arm forward and up and then glaze it, glide it past the right fingertips or in that direction, back and forth a few times. We'll do it one more time when we sweep our left arm straight up, head's going along for the ride, the left knee comes up, and we go back. Unblocking fears, doubts, worries. Okay, and then coming onto our belly again. So we extend the leg, of course. We come onto our forearms and Sphinx, readjust. And before we go into Sphinx, let's get into hydrating the shoulders, fingertips face toward one another, that rocking movement, very soothing just for the system. You're feeling anxious, worried, rocking helps so much. Okay, and now we're ready to rise up, legs strong, ready to greet the opportunities of this day. Inhaling, rising up, and add a couple lion's breaths here. All right, and let's just take that in our prayer pose, knees wider than the hips, and stretch those arms out in front of us again. You want a wrist release, you come onto the fingertips. Full yogic breathing. Again, return to the volume of space within. And then perhaps as we walk our hands back, we could just take a moment and feel, let's see, when we started to where we are now, and that intention of connecting and opening the heart, connecting the mind and the heart through the breath. It's good to do a balanced breath, inhaling on your next. Maybe to 5 or 6 on your next inhale. Focus gently at the spiritual eye. Get in practice of doing this throughout the day. And resetting and recharging, returning back to your soul essence. Already whole, already free, already aware. Alright, soft eyes as we transition back to standing. Gradually, our friend the down dog, we're gonna hover, knees, and we're gonna pour it back. Cleansing the mind. And allowing the peace to radiate through every cell of the body, every fiber of the being. And stepping one foot forward, then the other, then the hands, soften the knees if you want to either massage the scalp or bring the hands underneath the soles of the feet. Either way, releasing unnecessary tension, burdens. Shake it out. Ask for help, ask for support from that unconditional love source or that expanded, however you do that. And releasing the hands, releasing the hands from the scalp if you did that. Bending the knees back to chair pose. Arms reach towards your side. And then sweep up and pulse. And rise up all the way. Expanding. And feeling the space all around you. Somewhere right about here, we want to make that circle, swirling prana around us, as well as within us, eventually coming to the shoulders. And then rooting in our mountain pose with our hands in Namaste or Eagle Heart Mudra, lengthening through the crown. You may have to go kind of side to side a few times to find your center, or to sense in and feel your center. Just affirming, I open to the light or thy light. To the awakening of higher consciousness within all beings. There's a lot of data, a lot of great science out there. If you go to HeartMath, is one place of a lot of data how as we open our hearts, that has a effect all around us. And they do all kinds of studies with trees and their frequency of, anyway, it's pretty great, HeartMath. The science of connection and attunement. And of course, the yogis always knew this, but we've got the data, which is really great for people to understand it more, to inspire them more, and motivate them more. Okay, let's take it. See the time. I have a drink of water here, lemon water. Let's take a sip, hydrate. We are going to take our half bow into our balance pose of dancer, Nataraj Asana. I know this could be a challenging pose for me some days, some hours. So if you want to have be by a wall or anything that can help you, get out of the way. We're going to root down through the left foot. And we just did this, of course, on our bellies. It's going to be different on one leg. Focus at a point in front of you. Alrighty, right here, we're finding our balance. This could be your balance today. Okay, right here, no problem. We're balancing. You want to try to sweep that leg back and have the mantle or the wall here. Draw the heel toward the sit bone. Maybe lift up that left arm as we kick that right leg back. Keep breathing. Keep sensing. Keep feeling. Amidst life storms, I find my center. Again, we're not going to do this long. If you fall, come to the wall or the mantle. But then regroup again if you can, and then swirl it around. As I move through life, I'm anchored, I'm rooted in my higher self, dancing through life, I'm moving through life. Feels kind of, can be very individual at times, but we want to expand and open to our higher self as I move through life. So let's see what this side brings. Right foot roots down, the left knee bends. This could be the balance pose of the day. Or we're gonna see what happens when we kick this leg back like we did in bow, or right arm extends. This could be your balance, or take it into the dancer. While I move through life and while I dance through life, I'm anchored in my higher self. We'll be rocking around a little bit. Come out and release. Circle around. Thank you, buddy, for being able to balance in any way you can. And before we do some floor work, let's go ahead and extend the legs. Prasarita Padottanasana. Toes turn in, star pose. Reach behind you if you can, or hands on the hips. Open the heart. Feels good to be grounded for me after the one leg balance on both feet as we come forward.
On the inhale, the knuckles up to the sky. On the exhale, crown toward the earth. Blood flow to the brain. And then sliding the hands down, wrists underneath the shoulders, elongate the spine. Right fingers face the left hand. We open again, the side body. And then we get underneath that scapula on the exhale. The left palm turns in, the right elbow bends. Inhale, left palm opens, right elbow straightens. Do that again. Exhale, left palm in, right elbow bends. Inhale, left palm faces away. We bring the hand down. Fingertips face the right hand. The whole torso twists. Right palm away to start. Exhale. Right palm in, left elbow bends. Feel underneath the scapula as the right palm faces away. And then the softening in our forward fold. All right, one more time. Inhale. And then exhale, lower down. We've got Figure joining us. Oh, we just did cat stretches earlier. We're going to bring our hands to the ankles, forward fold it one more time. Navel to the spine. And then wrists underneath you. Let's heel toe it in. If you can, come into a squat, a malasana. It's a lot on the knees. See what your body can do. You could sit on a blanket. And if possible, we'll rock side to side. If not, and just come onto the cheeks, sit bones, and we'll all meet there. Okay. Careful of those knees. In fact, let's give them a little bit of a treat here. I hope this is a treat with our windshield wiper. Going to one side and sweeping the arm up. So as we go to one side with both knees, the arm comes up in an arc. Again, that flowing movement. Balancing it out. As we start to calm, more
going to a calming on the ground, start to move into a not quite relaxation yet, but getting there. Okay, so I have the blanket. So your head's on the outside of the edge of the blanket. We're gonna come into the extension and then it's okay. We're gonna ripple down, ripple, 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 low back, medium, mid back, upper back. And hug those knees in, rock side to side. So we've got the unconditional love of animals. Opening the heart. And then happy baby as we move from one side to the other. You can extend one leg if you want or not. Oh. And just as we were doing that windshield wiper seated, of course, we could do this on the ground. So plug in your low back and let the knees come down to the right. And then just notice what happens if you want to, this is more intense, to bring the right foot on top of the outside of the lower left thigh. But that's too much, just bring that foot down again. Press in and breathe into the back of the heart. Opening into the natural love of the heart. And then this is a great transition for our figure four. And if you weren't hooking, you're gonna come up and hook that, flex that foot, draw the right knee away, and in that triangle of space, reach through, using your elbow to open up the hip in so many different ways. You could stay stable, or you could circle the left knee. And I always like to add a hamstring stretch here if you want to use your strap, but keep flex through that right foot. And just affirming to yourself, I am safe, sound, I return to peace within. I am safe, I am sound, return to peace within. Okay, releasing, hugging your knees in. We're gonna do one bridge before we go to the other side. Feet a little bit wider than the hips. Press into the entire spine and then start to lift off. As the hips come up, rock those shoulders underneath. Notice when you keep the feet where they are, but press weight into the heels and feel them drawing towards you. It's going to contain the inner thighs more. You could put a block there. We're not going to be here too long. Every thought is an invitation of bridging back, coming back to divinity, back to wholeness, back to my true self. We go out, we come back, we go out, we come back. And hopefully we stay there longer and longer. And melting down, but it's so important to know we can return. Melting down. Okay, almost at Shavasana, feet hip width apart. Again, windshield wiper over to the left. See if this left foot wants to come up on that lower outer right thigh. You'll feel that much more deeply in this right hip flexor around that. Luxuriating in the breath. Equal breath, or lengthen the exhale. Take whatever you need out of the medicine cabinet of the breath. And when you're ready, engage the core. We're already set up for figure 4. So just onto the spine, flex through the left foot. And we're going to reach through either on top of the knee or underneath the knee here. Use your elbow, left elbow if you can, anatomically to wedge. To wedge. And breathe in and breathe out. It's okay with the natural unconditional love of animals. It's all right. And extending the leg and stretching through the hamstring if you like. So head in line with the spine. And breathe in. Be safe, find sound. Turning to the natural peace of the heart. Peace, love, wisdom, joy, all those qualities of our higher self in our individual self. Feeling us, releasing, and then just noticing, take a moment here in butterfly. Oh, hands on the belly, shoulders away from the ears. Just training ourselves again and again to return to the balanced breath, returning to the equal inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just tuning into what's going to feel best for you for deep restoration, Shavasana. Could be this pose right here, or we can add the bolster, we can add the blocks. We know our choices, I believe, legs up the wall, legs over a couch or a chair. You can add an inversion, which is so beneficial to our systems. As you start to just gently get cozy and restore. Again, the research is out 3 to 5 minutes, resets the nervous system. You should take it a little bit longer. And Shavasana, but see what works for you. Okay. So getting cozy and comfortable. If it's helpful to take that short, long double breath, inhale and tense the body. Let's do that. Short and long, inhale. Vibrate with energy, tense, 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 tense. And then feel the difference on the exhale as you short, long exhale. Release. All right. And depending on your positioning, we may or may not be able to ease the head from side to side. Just see if that works for you. Find your natural alignment with the head aligned with the spine, whatever position you're in. We begin the process of softening, just asking yourself, what would make you 5 to 10% more comfortable? We talked a lot about opening and expanding and returning to the natural love of the heart. As we soften the eyes, the jaw, and the face, the forehead. See what happens when we relax the tongue at the floor of the mouth. Feel that volume of space within. Softening the shoulders and feeling the radiant sensation streamlining down both arms. Notice temperature and sensation in the hands, palms of the hands. See if they want to be placed anywhere on the body for healing, soothing, comforting. And notice with this energy of the heart as we drop in, it's if there is a heartfelt desire that you are wishing for at this time in your life. What would that be? Let your heart speak to you. What your deepest heartfelt desire is at this stage of your life right now. Drifted, returning back to the awareness of the breath. Just noticing how it's feeling. Is it calm? Forced? Just let it be. Just allowing the movement. It's here all the time. We're tuning in. We can do, of course, lots of pranayama, or we could just allow the rise and fall. I want to tune in if there's emotions floating around to say there's fears or doubts or worries. We want to be real with those, but also wrap them with the natural love of the heart. Let that be bigger. Natural expansion and comfort of the heart to these harder, difficult emotions. Notice what happens when we allow both to be here simultaneously, but the wisdom of the heart greater, wrapping around like you would a 5-year-old child or a younger part of yourself, comforting. Did some side stretches, breathing, feeling the ribs and the lungs and the belly and the low back. You're laying on your back, feel whatever's touching the earth, let that get heavier, supported. The opposite, lighter. Feeling the cheeks and the legs, left and right, thighs, knees, calves, ankles, all the way through the soles of the feet, digits of the toes, relaxed, aware, tops of the feet, heels. Notice if you could find a sense of inner joy or inner smile, sense of well-being. knowing that what's called witnessing awareness or pure awareness. Who is it that is aware of my body, my breath, changing feelings and emotions? The witness observer is non-judgmental. Can I connect to that innate aspect of myself that is already at peace, no matter what the circumstance? And in this and every moment, may I remember to feel my innate sense of well-being. Just noticing if this is the time for you to return to movement or a time to stay in restoration. You know what your needs are. Either way, if we're returning to movement gradually or staying in restoration, and very soon we're going to be sending healing energy to others through sound. Again, these sounds are vibrating through our chakras all the time. And we're going to energize and visualize those people we would like to send healing energy to. It could be one or two, it could be more, it could be the planet itself, communities. Just visualize them strongly at the point between the eyebrows, our broadcasting center. Yogananda says that's our broadcasting center as we generate some heat. And with our intention, the 3-syllable Om sound, sending whatever these people need, whatever that highest form is for them in their journeys of life. Inhale. And when you're ready, bringing the hands together in Namaste, acknowledging the divinity within you, recognizing that in others, that's where we are one, letting the natural love of the heart, keep returning to that, keep attuning to that. It's a practice and it's really worth it. Okay, I will stop the recording.